Right, just going to do basically just the same as yesterday. But I'm going to cover it this time. Actually, why not use up some of these carrots and parsnips as well? Turn the oven to 200. But this time I'm just going to do exactly the same as I did yesterday, but I'm going to cover it with tin foil. So it was in for 45 minutes this yesterday. I'll put it in for an hour today. So the skin yesterday got sort of crispy, kind of just right, you know, the right combination of rendered out, edible, but not soft, not too soft. It did have some crunch to it. But what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to leave it in for an hour this time, leave it covered the whole time. And what I'm hoping for is that the moisture and the fats and stuff really go into the vegetables, really soften down these vegetables. Forgot I had these, actually, these carrots and parsnips. They're from that salad from a few days ago. So you can see that by keeping them, by keeping these dry, it's a wee bit wet, I'll dry that. But they're nice and rigid, they're not soft, they're lasting quite a few days. You know, these are perfectly good. They'll last a good few days if you keep things wrapped up and in the fridge. They last quite nicely. Too much veg, but that's okay. And just exactly the same, just oil, salt and pepper. I really actually like just plain chicken with salt. Lots and lots of salt in it. Salt and pepper. Lots of salt, lots of pepper, just plain chicken. It's really, really good. One of my favourite things actually. So although you can of course be putting your herbs and things on it, I just think plain chicken with salt is just really, really good. So this, for 45 minutes, this yesterday cooked perfectly. I was able to kind of go through it and break each joint with a fork, didn't need a knife, it all broke up with a fork. But I reckon if we put this in for an hour with the tin foil, I reckon it will keep the steam in and it will keep the temperature raised a bit more inside. It will steam and cook a bit more, and I'm expecting it to be, just for the extra 15 minutes, it should really fall apart. I'm expecting everything to just slide apart after the hour. Just put it on top, yeah, I prefer to put it on top. So. And I'll just leave it at 200, and I will probably take it out and turn the vegetables halfway through-ish, and that's it. So I'll be back in 1 hour. I need to show my Hold on 1 second. So 4:45, so I still haven't got myself a clock on my wall yet, so, and I've just got out of the shower, so I didn't have my watch on. So I'll be back in 1 hour. Alright, so we're just over an hour, so an hour and 15ish. And turn that off. I checked it kind of halfway through, there wasn't much colour on anything, but everything was softening nicely, so we'll see what happens. So a wee bit kind of less colour on it, but I'm hoping that kind of everything will be nice and soft and it should all just kind of fall apart. Be nice and juicy. And a lot of the juices that will have come out will have gone into the vegetables, and the fats and stuff should all go into the vegetables, and it all looks nice and soft. And because the steam's held in, it's cooked it a bit more, so it should really soften everything down. I'll just see if I can. Yeah, I mean that's me just going straight through the bone there, so really nice and soft. So not probably still. I'd probably still eat that skin, but you could just let it roast in the oven now for a wee bit, but I kind of want that juiciness, I want that moisture that we've got there. So I've got my broccoli as well, just the same as yesterday. I'm tempted to use all of this, but yeah, I will do. It's going to be quite a big portion, but it's okay. So just identical to yesterday, but in fact I'm even going to have another can of booze. You can see I just drink one a day because I had one of these yesterday. Don't drink more than one a day. And just so when this goes to a landfill site, I always do that. So if it doesn't go to an incinerator and it ends up in a landfill, we animals don't get their head stuck in it. You see how good I am. Do that. Just to remind me not to touch that handle. Just pour it slowly on the edge. I think you're supposed to stop at some point, or I don't know. Some people are a bit funny about that, pouring Guinness, but I've never tasted any difference whether it's poured like I've just done or whether I have it in a pub and somebody takes time to pour it in two stages. So just I'd boiled that broccoli before, and now just microwave. It's so easy to get a portion of vegetables into your dinner by doing it that way, by cooking the whole broccoli ahead of time. So it's a bit less kind of roasted than last time, but softer, and you've got all that fat stuff coming out of the chicken, all that moisture that's just gone into those vegetables. It's going to be nice and juicy and soft. And the ones yesterday, when you roast it with the without the tin foil, they had a kind of a blackening bit on the bottom. They had roasted quite hard on the bottom because the temperature was a wee bit higher as well. It was at 220. So you don't have that today. So instead of the crunchy kind of hardness, this is all soft. Instead of the crunchy sort of crispy skin, this is really soft skin. and the fat has rendered out of that, but it's gone into the vegetables and it's softened them right up. So it's a slightly different, it's exactly the same idea, just two slightly different ways of doing it, one covered and one uncovered. One kind of dries it out and gets it crispy, the other one leaves it all nice and keeps it all nice and moist. I'm sure they'll be as good as each other pretty much. So I'm going to put a wee bit of, again, chicken and salt. You know, you sort of kind of go a wee bit over the top of the salt on chicken. I just think that chicken and salt is really, really nice. Plain chicken and salt, one of my favourite things. So that's done. Really, really good, nice and sticky and fatty and soft and creamy. But I think if I had a choice, or I do have a choice, I'm cooking for myself. I think next time I will cook it, I think I prefer it uncovered without the tin foil and roasted it for 45 minutes at 200. Maybe starting at 220 and then turning it down to 200 at halfway. I think you get more texture from the vegetables, you get that crispy underside to the vegetables, and you get crispy skin, and it didn't dry the meat out at all. So yeah, I think I prefer the uncovered option.